The new boy in town throws down, and the little Scot has them tied in a knot. Time for a stopper to go? Well, an old one certainly thinks so. The good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC for the international break. Brought to you by the LFC File. Roll the intro, Curtis. Welcome back one and all for the latest edition of the Good, the Bad and the Ugly at Liverpool FC podcast for the international break game week, brought to you by the LFC File and yours truly, Ben Green. Very quick one for me this week. I'm just going to go through a few things that I saw that have caught my eye over the last few days of the international break. As usual, if you like the content, please remember to like, subscribe and press the notification bell. So without further ado, let's get on to it with the good. And the good this week is basically Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones, as we all know, has made his full England debut in the win over Greece during the week, and topped it with a cracking goal, very John Barnes-esque for those old enough to remember the old FA Cup exploits of John Barnes and company in the old green and white of Liverpool back in the 90s. Very good news for the young lad. I'm actually very pleased for Curtis Jones because he's been in the under-21s, it seems, forever. And he's been patient, got his chance, and he's done very well indeed. Thank you very much. I just wanted to mention that. I'm very happy for the lad. And he's just become a father as well. So join the club, Curtis. I think you're going to have a few grey hairs, mate, before long, but enjoy. That's all my advice is. So there you go. And I've got the ESPN here with their headline, How Curtis Jones is Becoming Key for Liverpool and England. And over the last few months, I think we've probably seen the most consistent performances from Curtis Jones since he's broken into the first team. In particular, the game against Leverkusen, he done exceptionally well there. And in this game for England against Greece, he really done well. So well done, that lad, and keep it going. And in the background, you can probably see a reel of Mr. Jones scoring and then giving an interview after the game. So yes, absolutely worth the wait for him to make his full England debut. So well done, Mr. Jones. Moving swiftly on to the not bad. And the not bad this week is a report of Ben Doak's performance in the the Nations League. That's it, the UEFA Nations League. Man City defender, what's his name? Josko Gvardiol, isn't it? In his pocket in the game with some very nifty attacking play. So it's nice to see him doing well after a long spell out last season with injury and seeming to be really coming into his own on loan at Middlesbrough there. I believe he has a release clause in January. He can be brought back to Liverpool, but it seems all indications are that he's going to remain at the North East club for the rest of the season. Either way, I'm happy. He gets the experience, and if he comes back, then I'm sure he'll get a little bit of a run out, but probably not as much as he's going to get up with the Black Cats. So well done. Or is that Sunderland? Sunderland are the Black Cats, aren't they? Oh dear. So it's nice to see that he's getting his opportunities and some experience with the Smoggies. So well done, young Mr. Doak. And I, for one, am very much looking forward to him coming back and having hopefully a breakthrough season in 25-26. So fingers crossed. Let's see. I'm very excited by this young lad. Moving swiftly on to the ugly. It's not really ugly, it's just someone having a bit of a moan, the way these ex-players do. Here I've got the Echo here, and there's a quote from Shay Given's former goalkeeper, who mentions the headline is, "I heard Arne Slot's comments about Alisson Becker." Caoimhin, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Kelleher needs to leave Liverpool now. Caoimhin Kelleher started Liverpool's last 7 games across all competitions, and Kiefer MacDonald goes on to say, or to quote, should we say, Shay Given's saying that Kelleher needs to leave Liverpool if he wants to fulfil his undoubted potential as an established number one. And let's face it, he's kind of getting overlooked left, right and centre, isn't he, really, at Liverpool? He's doing a very good job at the moment. Didn't have a good game against England the other day, but I think, well, that wasn't really his fault. I mean, they got a player sent off, and then it was kind of one-way traffic after that. But yeah, you know what? I'm inclined to agree, as much as it burns me to say so. But as a supporter, I think sometimes it's hard to sort of put the players' feelings ahead of your own your own emotions. Yeah, so it's a tough one, that. But I think, if he was my son, I'd say, you know what, mate, I think you better do one if you really want to fulfill, the gift that the man upstairs gave you, because, the guy Alisson, he seems to just have it nailed down. And there were reports, I think over the summer, they've signed someone else on the premise that he's going to be number one, this new guy. I can't remember who he is, but he's been loaned back to his club. So I think that's a bit of a kick in the nuts for young Mr. Kelleher, to be honest. Yeah, hard lines. What can you say? I wish him all the best anyway, and I hope he does well for the remaining games until Mr. Becker comes back. And a couple of things to mention just before I wrap up. There's no FPL update, of course, this week, but just a quick mention for the Hungary manager Adam Szalai, who collapsed during the game with Holland at the Johan Cruyff Stadium the other night. And by all reports, Dominic Szoboszlai was visibly shaken by that, and Virgil van Dijk as well, it seems, in his after-match press conference. So I hope he's okay. It's never nice to see these things. So wishing him a quickest of smoothest and safest recoveries. So not great news there, but I thought that was worth a mention. Secondly, there's going to be a giveaway on the LFC Files Instagram, and it's going to be from our partners FOCO UK, and they will be giving away a Liverpool FC Explorer backpack and what's known as a Liverpool FC logo 850ml tumbler. And I thought it was just a water bottle, but there you go. So I'm going to be giving those away. Keep an eye out on the Instagram page for that. It'll be probably this weekend, actually. We'll be doing that, and maybe make the giveaway maybe on Sunday or Monday. I'm going to be in Rotterdam next week, so probably Sunday or Monday I'll be giving that away, but definitely keep a look on the Instagram page for further details. And last but very not least, a mention for International Men's Day, which hopefully when this goes out on Tuesday the 19th, it will be. So International Men's Day, which is the 19th of November. I'd like to give a shout out to all the guys and big up yourselves, for the International Men's Day. Probably blown a crackling through my mic, but anyway, International Men's Day. And speaking of which, please make a donation for the Movember campaign, which is going on this month in November. I've surpassed my team target, as you probably saw last week, and I'm around about €400 for the personal campaign. So please do contribute to that. There'll be a link down below, so please do what you can. Even if it's not a monetary contribution, by all means have a few mates around have a couple of beers and just raise some awareness for Movember, one of the better known men's charities, let's say, who were also heavily involved in the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which will be coming up in May next year, more of that nearer the time. So on that note, I will wrap it up there. Thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's been much appreciated. Remember, like, subscribe, press the notification bell and tell your friends and fam so we can continue to grow the community. And until the next one, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I'll see you soon. Peace. Your LFC file.